Chelsea's here with Maine Audubon to talk about this guy, the yellow-bellied sapsucker. Nick, this bird just looks cool. It almost has like, I don't know, a speckled effect on the back.
Yeah,
looks like a cobweb to me.
It's got a little cobweb back. Yellow-bellied sapsucker. It sounds like an insult that a cowboy would use, but it's actually a type of woodpecker. These are sort of overlooked in the woodpeckers that we have in our backyards. They're a little less common than the hairy and the downy woodpeckers, which look a lot like it. But this one is super cool, and they're worth checking out. Look at that. There you go right there.
Okay, and so these are all viewer-submitted photos, so
Great job.
Call them out if it's not a yellow-bellied sapsucker. Where do you find this bird, Nick?
Sure. You find them mostly on deciduous trees.
Okay.
They, like a lot of woodpeckers are on trees, of course, but they have a different feeding strategy than most other woodpeckers. They have a very cool way they go about doing it. Instead of like banging a hole in a tree and getting insects inside, they drill square holes into the bark like little Excel spreadsheets, these squares.
Wow.
And then the sap from the bark collects in there, and they drink the sap, and they eat insects that get collected in the sap. And so it's super cool. So if you're walking in the woods and you see like
that line pattern or the square pattern.
It's a square, look, a grid of squares, and you're like, is someone doing Excel on this tree? No, it's a yellow-bellied sapsucker if you're here in Maine, and that's his feeding tree. They have a bunch of trees in their territory. They spend most of their time bouncing around, maintaining their little spreadsheets. And that's a really cool thing about them.
So are there other kinds of sapsuckers? I know you said they're in the woodpecker family.
Yes, not here.
Okay.
Out west, there are a bunch of ones, Williamsons and red nape. Out here, thankfully, for identification purposes, just the yellow-bellied. And honestly, the yellow-bellied isn't the easiest ID thing. They are yellow, but you don't really see that much.
No, I noticed the back, I noticed the head, the red head.
The head is good. The males have the red throat. The females have a white throat. One great ID tip, and I don't see it on this picture, but most of the time when the birds are there with their wings pulled together, they have a white patch that runs down the edge of their closed wing. And that, the downy woodpeckers don't have that, hairy woodpeckers don't have that, and that's the easiest way for me, anyway, to tell it's a sapsucker.
Last question, Nick. Can we see them into the winter? When will we see the sapsucker?
They mostly head out in the winter. They spend their winters in the American South. Maybe a few will linger along the coast. Right now, they're mostly inland. There are some right on the coast, but they are plentiful inland in the forests, and they'll be moving through south in the coming months.
And Nick, their call, is it like a mew?
It is a mew. Look at you. You know, you're talking about.
That.
Yeah, they sound just like cats. They have sort of a raspy mew that they give.
I love this bird. Okay.
It's a great bird.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Coming up next Thursday, if you've been on a Maine beach, maybe you've seen it, the common tern, snap a photo or video of this bird for this weekend. Send it in to chime in with the hashtag Bird of the Week.